desire that gets you in, and it's recognizing when you are ready to let go of everything more precious than. Hi, I'm Jeff Barkman, and I talk about things. Today I want to talk, I'm gonna name this talk Pain, Process, and Celebration. We've all experienced pain to varying degrees, and I don't want to belittle anybody's pain. I also don't want to glorify pain in any way. I think when you're talking about pain, pain has such a broad scope. So I just want to encourage you that as you listen to this video, if there's a negative way to understand something that I'm saying, and a positive way to understand something that I'm saying, please choose the positive way. Because it's not my intention to, inflict more pain or anything of that nature. But yeah, I think that for the purposes of this video, I'm talking about two different kinds of pain. So the first kind of pain that I want to talk about is pain that holds you back. I had a rough childhood, and coming into my adult life, I kind of recognized that the pain from my childhood was making it so that I didn't go through life the same as everybody else. I didn't perceive situations the same as everybody else. There were certain moments where I would really overreact. And at some point, I guess I just had this realization that nobody else was going to work on this for me. Like, if I was going to get free of this pain, it was going to have to be because I did something to go after it. And I think, one of the sort of rude awakenings for some people when they become a Christian, when they get saved, when they meet Jesus, they think, okay, this is going to solve my problems. But actually, in John 16:33, Jesus promises us that we will have trouble in this world, but to take heart because he's overcome the world. So he promises to be with us there in our trouble. And actually, I think, there can be something really beautiful about the parts of life that are really difficult. Because it's been my experience in my life, the parts of life that have been really difficult have actually produced really beautiful fruit. The difference between the two types of pain that I want to talk about, one holds you back from abundant life, and the other one is actually just a symptom of growth. I would say that, like, the pain that came from childhood, the reason that stuff sticks with you is because it's unexpressed. The reason that pain remains unexpressed in so many people for so long is because if you experience something as a child that your child's mind can't understand or express, what happens is your heart is overwhelmed with something horrible and you remember it, but your mind isn't developed enough to really grasp it. So one of the things that's been really helpful for me in the realm of getting free from pain caused by trauma has been to work to express it and work to go through the emotions now as an adult that you couldn't or didn't know to as a child. So for some of you, that might mean like grieving a loss, really, like grieving, like if you grew up with poor parenting, then you probably need to grieve the fact that you grew up without that piece of love that you were supposed to have. And there's a whole process around it. I mean, honestly, if you're suffering from pain related to trauma, I would really encourage you to find a counselor, and definitely do the work to get free from that thing. That is very important to be able to come into reality with the rest of the population. I mean, let's not say that everyone's in reality. That's ridiculous. But I've had such a dramatic shift in my life from actually going after pain in the realm of trauma. And if you don't go after it, it becomes poisonous. Like there will come a day when the pain of not going after your pain outweighs the actual pain itself. But you don't have to wait for that day. You can do the work to express it. And I think the other thing that's important for that whole journey is just be willing to be in process. And actually, I think that relates to the other side of the pain coin, I guess, if you want to say something like that. Like pain can be indicative of growth. My journey here with exercise has been painful. I let my body get into a state that was really poor shape. I was way heavier than I wanted to be. And I've started doing things about it. But when I first started exercising, man, I was like, my body hated it. I've been doing like an hour of cardio 3 times a week. And when I first started doing that, man, I was dying. My lungs hurt, my legs hurt, my neck hurt from breathing deeply so much. And I started doing push-ups, and the hardest part about doing push-ups wasn't the upper body part, it was the core, because my core hadn't been strengthened. And I think that there's a picture for everybody in there's an allegory, I guess, in the sense that like I actually needed to work on my core before I could start working on my upper body and my back and my chest and things like that. And I think that in the journey of going after pain related to trauma, it's similar. You need to go after those deep wounds to start actually having healthy effects that go through every relationship and every part of your life, the way you approach work, the way you think about yourself, so on and so forth. So in the realm of pain that is related to growth, though, I've incorporated one of the counseling tools that I learned from going after my other pain, and that's that you celebrate small wins. So that 1 hour walk that I've been doing, there's like a whole bunch of hills, and there's this one hill specifically, and what I've been doing is I've been measuring at what point on the hill do I want to quit. Like at what point on the hill do I feel like I'm dying? And it's interesting, every single time I hit that walk, the point where I feel like I'm dying is a little bit further on that hill, a little bit further up that hill. Each time I'm making progress. And so actually, having learned in counseling to celebrate little wins, that's what's pushing me forward in my fitness journey, is to just reject that whole narrative, like the not good enough yet narrative. Because I'll tell you right now, my body is not where I want it to be today. In fact, even today in my workout, I strained a lower stomach muscle. And so I wasn't really able to, my chiropractor told me not to do stuff that like causes more strain on that muscle. And so I haven't been able to, and it was frustrating because I want to get fit as quickly as possible. But again, I need to listen to my body, and I need to listen to pain to avoid further injury. So I think if there's anything that I can leave you with today in the realm of pain and process and celebration, like pain, process, and celebration, I think can really relate to all sorts of aspects of our lives. There's pain that you really need to pay attention to and do something about it. There's pain that is just indicating that you're growing. And in both regards, in both realms, I think that the big takeaway for every realm of life is to celebrate small wins. Celebrate progress, not perfection. I think that when we withhold celebration from ourselves until we obtain some kind of mystical thing, it's actually demotivating. And so a better strategy for long game anything is to celebrate small wins. Celebrate your progress, not perfection. Thank you so much for watching these videos. Let me know what you thought about this one in the comments. Really appreciate your likes and your subscribes. Thanks to everyone who's been sharing my videos. I really appreciate every single time I see that somebody pops up on my thing and says that someone shared it. I'm really humbled by that. Thank you so much, you guys. Bless you.